Welcome everybody to a new tutorial on this channel. This one it's about GIMP. For those of you who do not use Photoshop or don't want to buy Photoshop like me, GIMP is a perfect tool for easy compositing tasks in many photography scenarios. And today I want to show you how you can select foreground elements quite easily with the Foreground select tool. And this was a thing that I had to use in a recent shoot of mine where I shot this wine bottle, but I exposed and lit the foreground differently than the background. So the original background photo is only this one, and then I composited in the foreground elements, the decorations here like so. And if I disable this layer mask, which is on this layer here for the moment, you see that the foreground photo looks quite differently because the light was placed differently, and also the background light unfortunately had no battery anymore, so the background looks differently, and I want to combine it with the original one. And to do this we have to draw a layer mask to select only the foreground, which can be quite tedious if we look at all these tiny little foreground elements in this particular case here. And I want to show you a way which is faster than drawing it by hand. So to do this I will delete the layer mask for now and start from scratch. So we would right click the layer, then we would add a new layer mask with full transparency, which we disable for the moment so we can see what we're doing. Then we will zoom in, and I will only show you on a small fraction of the image now how this works. So we click on this foreground select tool up here in the bottom, in the top left corner. Then our mouse changes to this lasso icon, and we can now click and drag and draw the area which contains our foreground. And now we have to press enter on the keyboard to enter the foreground drawing mode. In the left menu here you can see that we have the modes draw foreground, draw background, and if it's on foreground as right now, we can draw using the pen tool or the brush tool it is, I think. Can increase the stroke width here. That's a bit too much. We can draw on our foreground, and this doesn't have to be accurate because GIMP will automatically decide what the foreground elements are made of based on the strokes that you're making. So you only have to do some rough drawing on the areas that contain foreground. And for complex shapes like this one, you would need to also include these little edges, etc. here, so it knows that this really is foreground. Then we go on to the background draw mode, where you do the same thing. You draw on areas which are only background, only roughly, but also outlining the real shape that you're looking for. And once that's done, you can click on preview mask up here, or check this little box. This will take a little moment. And now it shows you the predicted mask that's been created. And now you can finesse that. You can go back to draw the foreground, or actually in my case I will do background drawing, and here it's not very accurate, for example. Then I have to tell it again that this is background. If preview mask is checked, then this will always calculate the whole mask again, which takes some time. If you want to do it faster, then you can also disable the preview. Let's draw a little closer here to make sure we have a precise mask at the end. And once that's done, then we can preview the mask again. and it's much better. I will not do it perfectly for the sake of the shortness of this tutorial, but you get the point, I think. And once that's done, you can click on select, and now the mask that's been created is now a selection. And we can go on here to our layer, right click, check the disabled layer mask, so that's enabled again. And right now the layer mask is completely black, so it's completely transparent, and we want to show the foreground elements in this selection. So we select our bucket fill tool, select the white color, and just click in here, and it fills the selection. And this way you can select complex foreground shapes and create layer masks based on this foreground select tool. And this is one thing that I had to do recently. If you like this content, then please subscribe. I will always do little tutorials here and there where I think things might be helpful, or where I had trouble grasping concepts in the beginning. And please also follow me on Instagram. You'll see the tag in the description, where I mainly post product photography content like this one. And if you like that, then please follow me on there. So happy to see you in the next video.